The White House Jazz Band, all of these gentlemen are just, you're going to see. It's fantastic. We appreciate it. It's our fourth time to have these guys here. And there's not a better looking group of jazzmen, I could say anywhere, but they're also pretty good players too. So let's welcome them to Briar High School.
We do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hello? It's on. Okay. That's the hardest part of the gig here for me talking on these things. I think I'm going to go back and show this. I showed the last gig we're on. People didn't know it, but I kind of put out paper on everything that we're going to do. And you see certain words, and the guys just automatically know what song you're playing. Pretty much you're out on a gig, and if I held 4 of my fingers down, we pretty much are sure we're going to play all the things you are. Well, that last one was a song written by Juan Teasel, and it's called Perdido. Now, we used to make up words to it, and we weren't very creative with our words. We used to sing, Perdido, 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 Perdido. Okay, those are the words.
Those
were the words. I don't think so. Anyway, if you can see it, this is the kind of stuff that I put in everybody's books. Okay. Those are the first 3 notes twice. So most of the time when you have a group, especially older guys that might have been around for a while, that's all you have to do. Now, what it is we play that main melody, ba-doo-da, 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 and then everybody soloed on the chord changes of that song. Anyway, moving forward here, the art form of jazz, it's really the United States. It's our only true art form that we can claim that we invented. And when we say we invented it, what we did was it's an amalgam of a lot of other influences, European music, and one of my favorite is Afro-Cuban. I like the influences of the rhythms, etc. Where are the conga players that were with Briar? Where are they? Did they escape me? Okay, well, you know what?
Yeah, that's it, right over there.
I was thinking about bringing you up to play those beautiful congas that was back there, but imagine this with about 10 more conga players. The next song I'm going to do is called Groovin' Eyes. It's a Dizzy Gillespie song, but it's one of those things that gets the conga thing going. So I'm going to just let the rhythm section kind of get started on this while I organize myself and write more figurines in my part. Here's the rhythm section, right on top, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you. And usually I start kind of in the front here, in the front line to introduce the guys, but I'm going to start kind of in the back line. I'm going to start with the gentleman who got a call yesterday, and my bass player, who's regularly with us, had fallen and broken his shoulder. We just happened to upon the best bass player in the world. On bass is Mr. Paul Henry. So, you know when you get those new charts and you kind of hate going to class for the next couple class periods because you don't want to look at them because they're all new and you don't know them? He thrives on this. He thrives on it. He's never seen any of this stuff before. And the reason we're up here kind of laughing is we're hearing what he's doing back there. And old guys like me, I just hate guys like him because he's so fucking good. And on bass, Mr. Paul Henry, you can put them together again for him. Yeah. The next guy, right over here. We have always been, since I retired from the military in the year 2000, we've been known as the White House Band. And that's because most of the members, in fact, all the members of the original band, had played at the White House. Not necessarily with the same group, but we were all members of the White House Band that played for all sorts of parties. Starting back with Nixon, I got out of the service with Clinton. But one of the guys in the audience, one of the people in the audience was asking about the White House Band, and I turned around and I tried to explain this to them, and I said, well, I'm the only still founding member of that group, and Matt joined not too long after that, Matt Nees, but I turned around and I said, Will, how old are you? Now, I retired in 2000. Will said, I was born in 2002. Our member is Mr. Will Strickler. How about for him? And I always kind of put praise on the other guys in the band. I never really say much about the old guy over here. But he is the stability of just about anything I do outside and anything I play. One of the finest keyboard players in the world. On keyboards with us as forever, Dr. Mark Cook. Please, for him. Now, Mr. Minnick already built me up way too far, so I'm not going to say anything going across the line, except the next gentleman here has been the leader of one of the Fairfax County top jazz bands over the years, and he teaches at Westfield High School. That's Westfield High School on saxophones, Mr. Bill Schnepper. If Mr. Minnick's done his job right, he's probably already explained to you who the guy down on the left is. The crazy trombone player. Probably, again, probably the finest in the world on trombone. He's going to be bringing his Shenandoah band in here. He teaches Shenandoah, but he did about 30 years in the Army Blues. He also played with the United States Army Brass Quintet on trombone. Mr. Matt Neeks. Let me introduce this next number, and we're all going to blow just a little bit on it. Though I changed the part just a little bit. When I realized we were going to be playing at a couple churches, some sanctuaries, I thought I'd look through the stuff that I had and I'd get something that said God in it. Okay, the title, just have God in the title. So I was looking through my stuff and I said, oh, this would be a good one. The name of it is God Bless the Child. And then I did just a touch of research, and I realized that it wasn't really meant kind of as a church song. Billie Holiday was one of the very first female jazz singers. Billie might have had a problem with spending money, along with several other problems that she had, but she was in a terrible dispute with her mother because her mother wouldn't give her any more cash. So she turned out, she wrote this next song called God Bless the Child That Has His Own. Kind of think about it for a second. Absolutely nothing to do with church. So I think you get the picture, but she sang this song, and it's a sweet ballad. Here we go.
Yeah, okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I don't think, when I go through the music to figure out what we're going to play in the school, the chances are there's a lot of schools out there, and we've played a lot of them, and maybe we do the same thing, but I try to never do the same song in any school we've already been to. How many of you folks have been to this event before? I know a couple of, but most of you, okay. So good, you don't have to listen to anything twice. It would be wrong of me to pass up on this occasion. How many of you did all districts for the classical end of your instruments? How many people did all districts? Put your hands up if you try out. Most of you probably did it. Maybe you didn't know. How many people tried out for states? How many of you made it into states? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I'm a little partial. I noticed when you have this gun working with the band, she showed a little favoritism to the trombones. Shannon, I'm not picking on you, but she's a trombone player. Okay, but I have to bring this out that there's a gentleman sitting out there, I'm going to embarrass you, maybe, but he made first in the state of Virginia, all state, Sam Stevens. Now, I'm still going to claim him partially as one of my students because I had him at Briar band camp. He was about 2 feet tall. Sam, I watched him in his entire career. You're a sophomore, aren't you? The pressure's on. You got 2 more years. Anyway, can I hear a better round of applause for singing, please? There we go. Let's take it back to New Orleans. We take it back to where most jazz started. This is where it started in the United States, where people, playing gigs and going out in the street and playing. And Louis Armstrong was in an orphanage and asked him what horn he wanted to play. And he picked up that cornet. And to his dying day, he always preferred playing the cornet. But just imagine yourself now walking down the street in a Mardi Gras parade. Maybe you got somebody with an umbrella out front, you're dressed up crazy, and people are being nuts. And that kind of a party atmosphere is what we want to do with this next one. Let's go ahead and we're going to set a tempo. So 1, 2, 1, 2.
yet.
We all hurt ourselves just a little bit every time. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get back to a little bit of that Latin feel in a different way. And again, you guys don't come to one day. Maybe next year. We're going to feature you and do some conga stuff just to get that whole rhythm thing going. But, you think of blues. And most of the time, you think of blues, well, every day I got the blues. I'm sad, I got the blues. And I was going to pull one on Matt's band, but it seemed it was going to be maybe way too much trouble for a joke. So I'm not going to pull on Matt's band. I was going to throw a chart out in front of them with a blues section in it and have everybody play a blues chorus. But I like to do just a little bit of educational stuff here and say that if you start your improvisation, most of the time the best way to start it is to be very, very simple and do something like a blues. Like a nice, easy 2 B flat 3 4. A nice, easy blues. And someone says, well, we're doing a B flat blues, therefore my E flat instruments are going to be playing a G blues. My D flat instruments are going to be playing a C blues. I can click into that as a trumpet player. I'm saying, okay, I'm in B flat. So I'm going to start real simple. I'm going to use my 1 or 2 note solo, and we're going to get Bill to add a couple of notes to his solo. Real simple. So now I need to start in the middle and work out. We're going to ask Matt to add a couple more, and then Matt show them how any note on the horn works. Any note on the horn. The blues. Okay, so everybody that I ever hear, young people, and sometimes me, we try to play too much. The way you're going to learn how to play a solo, maybe start with the blues, maybe look up some J.D. Ebersol, his book 4. It's all about the blues. get that. You can play a backtrack, you can play along with it. But work from the simple. It's one of those things when you got the note from your girlfriend that it says kiss, or your boyfriend, or your mother. It says kiss, K-I-S-S, and you put your glasses on, you read it, it says, keep it simple, stupid. Okay, keep it simple. And you kind of pick a middle spot. If I'm playing a B-flat blues, I might go where Bill was, and I'm going to play my B-flat or my C, and then I might go to the minor thirds. I get to the ninth measure, I might go to the second in the key. And I'm going to stay very simple, maybe think about having some nice rhythmic things going on. But most of the time when I hear young people play, they try to play every note they ever could, and they never take it off of their face. So, we're going to do a song. And the reason it makes me think about it, we're running out of time here, I don't want to run Mr. Make's sessions long, and I know you kids are probably getting hungry. But we're going to do something called the Cape Verdean Blues. Cape Verdean was a very, very sad situation in the United States of America. And I'm thinking Cape Verdean Blues. But when you hear this one, it seems like such a nice up thing. So when I mentioned the congas, I thought, maybe next time we'll get congas in on this, because this is what's called a medium samba.
So we're do the repeats, but it's like sax,
Yes.
C twice, trumpet, E twice.
Yep.
Okay, got it. That's it. Got it.
Basically, you read the chart 2 times through the solo stuff, and then we get to F, bass, solo, out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, yes, A, good, yes.
Should be crossed out. Paul's never seen this chart, guys. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 1, but here we go. 1, 2, 1.
Thank you. We did run over this a little bit, Mr. Link. I'm sorry for doing that, but we gotta get Matt's band up here. Matt, just leave it, I'll get it all right. And Matt is not only the director of the Shenandoah Band and the jazz bands, but he also runs a summer camp. I think I kind of, at his spokesperson, every time we do this concert, I tell you about him. How many people have ever gone to the NJW up in Shenandoah? It's so close. It is probably, I'm going to say not probably, it is the really best jazz camp in the United States. And it's not very far away from you. So if you really like jazz, I was brought up on classical trumpet, believe it or not. My dad had been in a symphony, and I went to all the symphony concerts and all the operas and everything else. And I never really got into jazz until a little bit later in life. And once I caught on to the fact that if you missed a note, they didn't care. God was your man. So anyway, the jazz thing is for everybody, but I think that everybody really has a wonderful school system here with directors like Mr. Dwayne and the people that are here in Loudoun County supporting jazz. So you've got this opportunity, get into it. Let yourself see all aspects of music and get into that music education of any type of music that you think you're going to love. So thank you for having us out here today. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be able to see you again next year. Thank you.